Okay, you guys, so I'm going to be sharing, I look a mess, so that's why I'm not going to be in the camera, but I'm going to be sharing my recipe. This is going to be honey glazed teriyaki chicken. So this is what I'm going to show you how to do it. I already cut up the chicken. This is about 4 chicken breasts. So I cut it up into strips. You can cut it up smaller into cubes, whatever you prefer. So I'm just going to show you guys how I make the sauce for the chicken. So pretty much this is what you're going to need. I usually use this, which is the less sodium soy sauce, and I just got this at the store because I saw that it said soy sauce alternative, so we're just gonna use this one instead and try it out and see. Then we have honey. This is straight up honey, like from Mexico honey, so we're gonna use that. And then I swore I had lemon juice, but I guess I don't, so we're just gonna use this. And then let's see, we need 1/3 cup, and then we need 1/2 cup. Okay, what we're gonna do is I'm going to mix all this together, and then I'm going to throw it in the chicken, and I'm going to let it marinate for 2 hours. I noticed that when I did the chicken last time, I didn't record it, but when I did the chicken last time and I let it sit for 2 hours in the fridge, it really soaked up the flavor, and when I was eating it, it tasted very good, guys. So what we're gonna do is the 1/3 cup of this. It smells the same as soy sauce, so I'm sure it's gonna taste the same. Now it says to use this, so I'm not sure about how much honey I'm gonna get like this. And like this. And you guys, like, I want you guys to know that I struggled a lot with making my food taste really good at the beginning of my journey. When I started and I needed to, you know, before I lost 30 pounds, I struggled with food. Like, I really struggled. My food tasted really dry sometimes, and I would just have to deal with it. My food tasted very bland. It had no flavor. And thankfully I had friends who would help me with coming up with new things. Also, guys, I want you to know, like, you can find a lot of healthy recipes online. So I think I'm gonna use 1/2 of one lemon. When I did this chicken teriyaki, I did not use honey. Last time I used something different and I added onions. This time I'm not doing that. So all we're gonna do is mix this together, and then we will, once it's all mixed together, I'm gonna put it over the chicken. So what I am going to do, guys, is add a little bit of pepper. Well, you guys can't see pepper. And then some sea salt. Just a little bit for flavor. Into the chicken. And then I have my sauce right here that I'm going to pour in. Make sure. So now I'm just trying to get the honey out of the measuring spoon just so we don't waste any. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is pour this over it. Make sure the honey like sticks with the sauce and pours out. With your hands, making sure they're clean, which mine are, I'm going to just mix it all together. Now I'm going to show you guys how I make the Brussels sprouts. So we're just gonna take some olive oil and kind of make sure that the pan is spoon of garlic, and you just want to make sure that the garlic is also spread around. So pretty much what I do is just have it on medium heat, let them cook for a little bit. And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them cook for 5 minutes. Then I'm going to put a lid over these and I'm going to let them cook for another 5 minutes. And I will show you guys what I do after I let them sit. So I let them cook for 5 minutes. As you can see, they're a little bit brown. So now what I'm going to do is I like to add a little bit of water, just like that. And then I'm going to cover them so that they can really cook. If you like, depending on how you like your Brussels sprouts, if you like them hard, then you really don't want to add a lot of water. But I like my Brussels sprouts nice and soft. So what I'm going to do is add the water, and then I'm going to cover them up. And I'm going to put them on low heat for about 7 minutes. Quickly uncover them, and you don't want to forget to season it. So black pepper is what I'm going to use, and also garlic salt. You don't want to put too much. Usually with my veggies, I don't put a lot of seasoning. So you just want to put a little bit of black pepper, and you want to just put a little bit of garlic salt. And then what I'm going to do is cover them back up for about 3 minutes. I have my oil and my garlic, and it is on medium heat. So I sprayed the pan with coconut oil, and then I used 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. And so now I'm going to add this chicken on here. Let's see how we do it. Okay guys, so here's the chicken. I still have a little bit left over, so I'm going to just cook this and I'll add the rest. So pretty much what I have is medium, like a little bit past medium heat. This is kind of the trick that I'm going to show you guys. So when you first put the chicken in, you want to make sure that you have it on that temperature, a little past medium, not on high, but in the middle of medium and high. So you want to just let it cook, let it sit there, and then once you turn the chicken and it looks cooked, that's when we're going to flip it over. So right now I'm going to let this sit for about 7 minutes, and I'll be back. This is how you know when you need to turn your chicken over. So you flip one of them, and when you see that, when you see the brown, that is when you want to flip it over. So right now I'm going to go ahead and flip all these over. And this is hard with one hand, so I'll get back to you. Okay, so I went ahead and flipped most of them over, well, all of them over. And now what you're going to do is you are going to cover it with the lid. And so when you cover the lid with the lid, you're going to reduce the heat to low, and you're going to let that sit for 7 minutes. Okay, so now I just took off the lid, and you know your chicken is cooking when you see the juice at the bottom. You want to make sure that your chicken is thoroughly cooked on both sides. So now what I'm going to do is, so that it can take in all that juice, is I'm going to turn up my heat a little past medium. And I'm going to let this sit. I like my chicken a little brown like that. So usually I let it sit so that it can soak up the water. And it's going to turn crispy. I like my chicken crispy. I don't like it dry. So I will show you guys how you don't get your chicken dry, because when it's dry, it's just not gonna taste so good. So I'm gonna let this soak up for a little bit, about 5 minutes. To do the rice, I have this on medium. I have 3 cups about to boil because I did 2 cups of rice, and this is the rice that I use, guys. It's jasmine rice. So I'm going to do 2 cups of jasmine rice, and then I added the rest of my chicken. This is how this chicken came out. Oh my god, it looks so freaking good. Tell me that does not look like teriyaki chicken. So I'm just gonna let that finish sitting, and then finish up my rice, which is pretty simple. I'm sure you guys know. I'll add the rice once this is boiling. When it's boiling, I'm going to cover it, put it on low heat, and let it sit there for about 7 minutes until it's cooked. And that's pretty much it.